Jared says a local competitor of mine has paid for reviews. They are a small pest control company with 5 technicians and only been in the area for 2.5 years. They have over 2,700 Google business reviews. You can tell the majority are fake by the reviewers leaving stock images for photos of the service, stock photos of the reviewer, and believe it or not, many of them say at the bottom X is the best pest control company and have identical text. Um, it's crazy to me that Google hasn't done anything about this, considering several local companies in the industry have complained and filed reports with Google using their report tool. Is there anything else that can be done? I feel this is a breach of trust and highly misleading the consumer who's blind to this type of tactic, excuse me. Is there any way to speak with someone directly on Google, or are we left at the mercy of their tools? Cheers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. First of all, I've never actually I've never reported a Google business profile in my entire life, and I won't. And it's just a karma thing. Like honestly, I'm not. Look, I understand where you're coming from, Jared, and so it's your call. I don't look down on anybody that reports other GBPs. Well, it depends on. In some cases, I do look down on them. um, I can understand if a local business does it, but if you're an SEO and you're reporting other GBPs, then what comes around goes around. Just be clear. And so karma's a bitch, and I'm not. Look, I understand what they're doing is incredibly spammy, and it's basically fraud. Really, I mean, it is fraud. By the way, it's another reason why you don't want to look. Um, the FCC really started cracking down. I don't think it was last November. It might have been. It might have been last November, or maybe the November before. But like the FCC really started cracking down. You can get brought up on federal charges for posting fake reviews, or the business can. And if you're a company providing fake reviews, you can look out because it can happen. You can also be brought up on state charges by the state corporation, or excuse me, state's attorneys general for each state, depending on the state, because in some states it's illegal, a state law. And you can also be sued by Google. No kidding. So you got to be really careful about all that. So speaking to you, Jared, like those are all the other alternative options that could potentially take this company down, as if they were, sued or brought up on charges. And then obviously that can then go to the company that they're buying their reviews from. That can also transfer to them. They can get caught up in that too. Um, but like I said, I've never reported anybody because I do lead gen. I've got lead gen assets out there. So I always just wanted to beat them at their own game, not by reporting them, but by just doing better SEO. And so just to be clear, I've never reported anybody. and and I don't recommend it. But I do understand where you're coming from, and I can also understand your business, your client, being incredibly frustrated too. So, if anything, you know, um, I would put it more off on them so that I would be able to sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like I tell the client, well, here's how you can report them, but I wouldn't do it myself, if that makes sense. Just because again, I have had many of my own suspended over the years, and I know that I've had, for example, I had a tree service contractor that was a lead buyer of mine, and I fired his ass because he was cheating. He was it was a revenue share agreement that we had, and he was lying to me about jobs that he said he wasn't closing that I know damn well he closed. I gave him one opportunity to come clean, and he lied to me, and I fired his ass. And about a week later, 4 of my GBPs that he was getting leads from were suspended. So so again, I hate doing that to others because it's been done to me. But I could recommend would be to, contact Google and report it. We had on my Semantic links GBP, about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, some random 1-star review came through that was said total scam. Like, and that was it. It was a 1-star review and it said total scam or something like that. Never heard the guy. I went and checked my database and high level and my SPP, which is the dashboard I use and all my clients are in there. I checked vetted. I checked everywhere. Not a single that person didn't exist. So I contacted Google support through Maps and reported, and all I said report abuse, and that's what I did. I reported it as abuse, and I mentioned I don't know who this is, and I replied to that comment in the GBP, and I said, I have no record of you anywhere. If this is an actual valid review, please contact us and we'll resolve whatever issue you had. And 24 hours later, that review was gone. I've never actually experienced that where I've reported a review and it was a bad review and it was taken down. But for whatever reason, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I reported as a report abuse or whatever, and as I flagged it as inappropriate, spam or inappropriate, and then and within 24 hours it was gone. So that's something else you might want to try is reporting it as well. I am a Google local guide, so I don't know if that had something to do with it or not, but you could always try that and see if that would help. So just report abuse and then, flag it as spam or inappropriate, and then provide them with some examples. And then maybe Google will take a closer look. But like I said, just be careful. Look, I do get it. I understand. I just personally never wanted to do it because karma's a bitch and it will come around. But I encourage you guys not to do that fake reviews. Like I stopped doing that kind of stuff quite some time ago because it's not it's no light matter anymore, right? You can get yourself in serious trouble over that shit now. So just be careful, guys. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on.